The Gemara Masechet Shabbat brings down a few questions that they ask a person after 120. After 120, when he goes to Olam, when he goes to the next world, they bring down that they ask him a few questions. The first question they ask him is, Nasata v'natata be'emunah? Were you honest in your business dealings? Did you conduct your business dealings with emunah, with belief, with faith? Now it's funny because this is actually going to be the topic of tonight's class, but that we'll get into a little bit later. But the first question they ask a person when he gets up to Olam Haba is, Nasata v'natata be'emunah. That's it, in the next world. What happens? Were you honest in your business dealings? Did you conduct your life with emunah, with faith? When a business dealing came your way, was the first thing you thought to your head is, look, this guy's a mistake, why not? It's my money, you know? And today, actually, interestingly enough, I heard a story. Locksmith, saw him today, he came to my kollel. I told him, what do you do for work? He's like, oh, I'm a locksmith. I told him, how did you get into locksmith business? He's like, I've been doing it for many years. Actually, I used to do it in Eretz Yisrael, I used to do it in Israel. And when I started doing it, what got me into it? I wanted to get into locksmith work, but the problem was that I couldn't find any work. I put myself out there, you can imagine how many Israeli locksmiths there are. You go to Israel, they run every corner, every block, everything. You just gotta scream out the window, locksmith, 4 of your neighbors. They're ready to go. He couldn't find any work. Happened to be, he read, it was like an article, something came out online about a locksmith who went to a Holocaust survivor's house in Israel. She called him to open the lock. The lock that he opened for her was one that you can open up with a credit card. 2 seconds, you have a special tool, you open the door. He charged her 5,000 shekel to open the door and change all of her locks. He broke down the lock on purpose, could have easily did it, took down everything and changed the whole entire lock. Now this guy who was talking to me, he's Baruch Hashem Le'anai, he's Hashem, he's a God-fearing guy. And he tells me at that moment I had an idea. He says, you know how I'm going to sell myself, you know how I'm going to advertise myself? I'm going to put out an ad that I'm doing free locksmith work for Holocaust survivors. He put out an ad in the newspapers, he sent it out, that any Holocaust survivors who need locksmith work, I'm going to do for free. So obviously people here for free, he got a few phone calls. One day he goes to a job, and he goes, Holocaust survivor, does the job for her for free. Happened to be her son was there. Her son really liked the guy, he liked what he was doing, what he was standing for. A few weeks later, an older woman from his building told him, look, I need a locksmith. Who was the first person that came to his mind? This guy. He calls this guy. This guy comes to the job. Now he comes to a 70-year-old woman to her house. He opens the lock for her, changes everything because it needed to be changed. Everything needed to be fixed. Comes to her, tells her, look, 800 shekel. Only 800 shekel, which is the equivalent of about $200. It was $200, I changed the lock, I did everything. I'm not going to charge you too much, I'm going to be conservative, 800. She takes out $1,600. She takes out $1,600 and hands it to him. He's holding his hand out $1,600, and the woman is smiling. He's like, you pay me double. Starts counting, he's like, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He keeps counting, and he realizes the woman paid me double. So what does he do? He tells her, no, you paid me an extra 800. Hands her back $800. She goes, hey, do you mind if I have a lock in my room, it's not working? There's no problem. I'll come and fix it. He fixes the lock. He tells her, I'm only going to charge you an extra 50 shekel. 50. She takes out 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And hands it to the man. Now the guy's sitting over there, maybe you added me 100. What's going on over here with this woman? 800, she gave me 16. I told her 50, she gave me 500. And he gave it, right away he didn't hesitate. He said, look, the woman is looking at him. He's like, no, you gave me too much. And she's like, God bless you, such a wonderful boy, such a good... She could tell she wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So Maya says she wasn't all there. And the guy tells her, no, you paid me too much money. He gives her back the money. When he was walking out, he got, what he asked for? 850. He made sure he left for exactly the dollar that she asked for, to the dollar. Didn't take a dollar more, didn't take a dollar less. Twice. They tried to test him. He left over there. He said only after he left did he realize that it was a test from Hashem. He said, Hashem put me in a test right now. Hashem put me in a test right now. Only after that point did he realize that Hashem put him in a test. And he says, well, Hashem put me in a test, and guess what? I passed. I did the right thing. I had faith. Everything comes from Hashem. If the money's supposed to be mine, it'll come to me. Literally the next week, his business blew up. He became busy. Why do I say this? Right now we're in Chodesh Elul. We're in the month of Elul. We're 2 weeks away, just about 2 weeks away from Rosh Hashanah. Literally 2 weeks away. I think just about 2 weeks, no, exactly 2 weeks away from Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is the day where everyone's reading for the next year. Every single person I talk to that in the last month tells me this is a month that they can't describe it. There's some type of challenges, some type of hardship, something that's going on. They don't know how to describe it, they don't know how to put it into words, but something is going on. They feel it. And they say, what is this? And maybe it's a test. Hashem is testing you right now to see where you are right now, so that way I can put you in the proper place for next year. Before I write you, I want to see where you are. Just today, because again we're on a side tangent, but it's also an interesting point. Just today, I was speaking to another rabbi in the neighborhood. We were sitting down talking to, me, this rabbi was sitting down. And I told him, you know what's so funny? Because every time I give a shiur on emunah and bitachon, on faith and trust in God, the next day, Hashem tests me in faith in Him. Right? Like mamash, as if like Hashem, as soon as I talk about it, Hashem's like, oh yeah, really? Let's see. You have to have faith, you have to be safe. All of a sudden, like, okay, that's how you're talking? No problem. Boom, throws it on me. Oh, what you know what I said? That's it. I'm not giving shiurim anymore. I want to be bitachon. What's going on over here? No matter what you talk about shalom bayit, the next day you get a test. So I asked the rabbi, I said, Rabbi, you got the similar experience? You have actually a thing like that? You make a class, you give a class, you give them strength, they go get stronger, have more faith. And then all of a sudden, boom, they hit you with the same thing. You're like, what's going on over here? He tells me, let me ask you a question. When you went to school, when you went to semester, at the start of the semester, the first day when you walked in, did the professor hand you a test? Here, this is the test, the final for the class. Start, sit down and get started. Hello, I didn't start. What do you mean? I don't know. You never taught me anything. How am I supposed to take a test? When do you take a test? When you finish learning the chomer. When you finish learning the material, when you finish learning the what needs to be learned. And then he tells me, you know why Hashem brings you this test now? Because after you learn this information, now the test comes. He tells me another point. He tells me Avraham Avinu, famously, Chazal brings down, says, Psukim in the Torah, Avraham Avinu was tested by Hashem 10 times. 10 times. Why did Hashem have to test him? Avraham Avinu, Hashem knew he was going to pass. No, Hashem didn't know he was going to pass. Hashem knew he was going to pass. What's the test for? He says the test is not for Hashem, it's for you. Because every time you get tested, every time Hashem puts you in a challenge, it makes you grow. It makes you become a better person. It makes you grow in yourself. It takes that knowledge. You come to Shiur Torah, you hear emunah. You hear about faith and trust in God, right? You take the contextual information, the textbook, let's say, and now you have it in your mind. But until you put it into experience, until you put it into fu'al, until you actually do it, you don't know actually how to do it. You know what I'm talking about? You take a guy, tell him, okay, I'm going to teach you now construction work. You take him now, he goes to a class, 6 months to get it, whatever, 8 months, and the guy tells him, you see this, you put the brick over here, and you lay this, and you put this up here, and then you do this. Everything through the textbook. Now you take the guy, he just graduated now, he has a degree, a plaque, a contractor. Yeah, let's say. You throw him into a building and say, yalla, get started. You give him the material, go. What do you mean? I don't know how to do this stuff, I never had experience with it. In life, it's not enough just to hear it and to learn it. You have to actually have the experience. You have to have the mindset. You have to have the action. You have to do it. You have to get involved. You have to feel it. This is a month Hashem saying, now is the time I'm taking you to the next level. I'm elevating you. Yes, unfortunately, before Rosh Hashanah, you have a little bit of hardship. You have a little bit of hard time. You have a little bit of challenges that come your way. But just know these challenges that Hashem right now testing you. Why? Because all year, Hashem gave you the opportunity to learn the chomer, to learn the information. To learn. Now before Rosh Hashanah, the end of the semester, the end of the year, Hashem says, now I'm going to put you in a test. Let's see what you're holding. Let's see how much you process the information we told you. And then you get the test, and now it's your opportunity, now it's your chance to pass it. To take the emunah, to apply it. The Ramban, he writes, in regards to the relationship between emunah and bitachon, faith, meaning emunah is faith, bitachon is trust. The relationship between the two things, he says like this. Emunah, faith is a tree. The more you plant, the more you take care of your tree, you water, you take care of your tree, the more it's going to bear you fruits. And what are the fruits of this tree? Trust. The more you learn about belief in God and working in God, when the situations come to your life, when you realize that everything comes from Hashem, then the fruits come. Then you start to say, oh, wait a minute, I'm ready for this. Oh, wait a minute, this is a test. Oh, wait a minute, right now I have to have faith in Hashem. Oh, wait a minute, right now is the time Hashem says that's to me, I have to have faith. Or the money comes to your hand, you have extra 800, you have extra 200, you have extra 300. Excuse me, sir, you gave me extra money. Almost automatically. But it's a challenge for a moment. You have an older woman over here, She would never know. She doesn't know. She doesn't know how much money she gave you. She took out a purse. She's looking at you. You're telling her to give you extra money. She's smiling back at you. Yeah, you're such a good boy. That's a good boy. You just gave me extra, but I'm taking it back to you. No. Right away, give it back. The woman didn't even take it back. He put it back into her purse. How do you get there? You work on it. You water the tree. You plant it. You take care of it. The more you take care of it, the more you invest into it, the more you learn about it, the more you get involved with it, then it comes to the actions, when it comes to the test, when it comes to the day, you're ready. You're ready for the test. Because you went, you learned, you sat, you learned, you talked about it. And from here now we'll get right into the Parashat. This is Parashat is exactly, it's almost as if the whole Parashat is talking about this. I told you we'll go through a few pieces and we'll see biduk how almost everything is exactly about this. This week's Parashat Tavo. When you come to the land, Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Jewish nation, when you come to the land, this is what it says. It will be when you enter the land, obviously what's the land? The land of Eretz Yisrael. That Hashem your God gives you as an inheritance, and you possess it, and you dwell in it. And then it continues and it says, and what you're going to do. And then you should take from the first fruit of the produce and put it in a basket and bring it to the Kohen. It details out what's the first thing a person has to do when he gets into Eretz Yisrael. You make your produce, you plow, you take your land, take your pot of land. You put in the seed, you put in the water, you take care of it, it grows the fruit. The first fruit, now go and bring it to Hashem. It's called the Bikurim. Go bring it to Hashem. The Or Chaim, one of the famous commentators, Or Chaim HaKadosh, he has a question on this. He says, if God wanted to command us in this week's parasha to go give from the first fruit of the land, what should he have said? When you enter the land, and go and take from the first fruit. What is it when you enter the land that God gave you as an inheritance, and you possess it, and you sit in it, and I don't know. And then, what's going on over here? What's all this lengthening? The Or Chaim says, why do we need all this extra? Hashem wants to give you a commandment to go and give something. And when you enter the land, go and do it. Hashem gave you and this and that. Says the Or Chaim, a beautiful answer. He says there's 4 things that Hashem is actually commanding us in this one thing. 4 things. The first one we'll focus on last, that's the point we want to talk about. And the other 3 I'll tell you briefly. He says the second thing is this. That when you get into the land, you have to possess it. What does it mean to possess it? To take out of its inhabitants. Whoever is there now, take it out. Take them out. And the Or Chaim says, even if you think to yourself that they're going to be good over there, it's okay, no, we need them, we use them as workers, no. Get rid of them. That's the first commandment. Second commandment, he says, third commandment, is to dwell in the land. What does it mean to dwell in it? There's a mitzvah, you have a mitzvah to be in Eretz Yisrael. Every time you're in the land of Israel, you have a mitzvah just standing on the land. You know, Yetzirah, when does he get involved? He gets involved when you're doing a mitzvah. Every time a person wants to do a good deed, all of a sudden the Yetzirah comes, right? Let's say, for example, now Wednesday night is no shiur. Let's just say, yeah. All of a sudden your friend calls you 9:30. Yo, what's up, brother? What are we doing tonight? Yeah, I'm ready to go. Everything's up. 8:30 Thursday night. What's up, Akhi? I call. What's up? What's going on? How you doing? Coming tonight? Rabbi, I was so tired. What happened? Last night you were out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, if it was anybody else calling, yo. Looks like they trained themselves before they answer the phone. They ready to get the phone call. So, oh, he's calling me now. 1 second. They start doing all the things in the mirror. Hello? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gamur. I'm cooked. I had a long day. I woke up this morning. And I'm sitting over here. I'm up from 4:30 in the morning. Didn't take no nap. Running around like a horse. Coming to give a shiur right now. You're complaining to me about being tired? Like, what time did you go to? What time did you wake up? 8:30, 9. I'm up from 4:30 in the morning. What are you complaining about? I promise you. I gave a class on Tuesday. The guy came on Tuesday. He says to me, Rabbi, I don't believe you. He's like, I don't believe you woke up at 4:30 this morning. So you took a nap. You took a Red Bull. You took something. I said, why? He goes to me, there's no way you're so energetic. You woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I told him, I promise you, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. I'll show you the alarm. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Now, salichot. I wake up. I'm here. I'm praying salichot. Shacharit. He goes, how do you have so much energy? I tell him the truth. Before I walk in here, I'm tired. As soon as I walk in here, I stand on this bima. I start going. All of a sudden, the energy comes. Why? The Torah is mechayet ben adam. The Torah gives life to the person. You start learning Torah to get excited. All of a sudden, boom, you get life, you get energy. Now you're going to see me as soon as I walk out of here. It's 4:30 in the morning, Habibi. What told me, man? Why you call the guy as soon as you hear? Why? Yetzirah is getting involved now. Now the even inclination is saying, nah, you want to do something good? I don't want you to do it, so I'm going to make you yawn, I'm going to make you tired. Yo, what a long drive now until I'm going to get there. Yo, there's going to be no parking, this, that. All the excuses in the world. When's the last time your friend told you, let's go to the restaurant? Which restaurant? Let's go to the restaurant in the city. That reserve cut. There's not going to be any parking, not going to be... I said, parking is not line. Habibi will figure it out. Don't worry. Let's go, jump into the car. What is it? We'll carpool, I'll be back. We'll find a spot over there. And then he squeezes into a tiny spot, bumps the car in the back, bumps the car in the front, gets the car inside. Yes, we have a spot, runs to the restaurant. Doesn't think about nobody. Comes to the shiur, every complaint. No, my elbow hurts. No, I woke up. Why? Because the inclination comes in a place to do a mitzvah. Eretz Yisrael, to be in Eretz Yisrael is a mitzvah. Just to be there. And that's why people who go over there say, I don't understand. They plan to live over there. It's very difficult. Why is it so difficult? Because it's a mitzvah. Every minute you're on the land, you're sitting on it, it's a mitzvah. What do you think the Jewish nation, they're fighting Stam? We're fighting for our land because it's our land. It's a mitzvah for us to sit in every second of a second. We're fighting for the rest of our life. Because it's ours and it belongs to us. And it's a mitzvah to dwell in it. He says the fourth thing is the bikurim, is to give from the first of the produce. And the first thing he says like this. He says, you know why it goes through this whole, that God gave you as an inheritance, that you should pass and dwell in it? He says, Shelo ya'aleh al libcha. She won't come to arouse in your heart, that my strength, my vigor, my will, my might is what made me this success. What happens now? We go into a war, we win a whole war, we conquer a whole entire land, we take over the land, now we have our thing. I have to plow, I have to weep, I have to do all the process, I have to sow, I have to do everything to get the fruit to come out. And then what am I supposed to feel when the fruit comes out? This fruit is from Hashem. This is Hashem's blessing for me. Why? Think about it like this. Imagine now you have a business dealing, right? You're working this thing, you have a client, and the client's not so easy client. Everybody knows this client, nobody can sell this guy, right? He's like, don't worry, I got this. He gets on the phone with him, he starts talking him up. Yeah, you heard about the game last night, you heard about this last night, oh yeah, fishing, this, that, everything you possibly imagine. 3 weeks, back and forth, banker, this, that. He closes the deal after 3 weeks. As soon as he closes the deal, you tell him, just so you know, this deal is from Hashem. Huh? Hashem brought the deal to your hand. He tells you, Allah, Habibi, I'm working like a dog for 3 weeks. You want to tell me Hashem brought me this deal? I'm working like a dog for this deal. I'm the one who put the seed in the ground and watered it and took care of it. Who? The Or Chaim says, don't let it think for a moment that it was because of you, what you did, and all the work you did. If it wasn't for Hashem's blessing, you wouldn't be here today. Someone came to me the other day, the Israeli people, they have a mentality of tafil moach. You know what tafil moach means? Open your mind. Get an idea. You want to be wealthy? Tafil moach. Open your mind. Get an idea. I tell them, Habibi, it's the complete other way around. You know when the idea comes? First Hashem is nigzar alecha min hashamayim. First Hashem says his guy's going to be a millionaire. Then the idea comes. Not the other way around. Not the idea comes, then the millionaire. Millionaire comes first, then the idea. Hashem says you're going to be a millionaire, don't want to make it you. No joke. I don't know who over here has zocheh, who married to our friends who are very wealthy. I, Baruch Hashem, was zocheh to meet a few people, very wealthy people who weren't born wealthy. Yeah, what do I mean? There's certain people who are born wealthy. Their parents came here in the 1800s with wool and linen, and they sold it, and they bought property and had it, and now the kid does property management. What property management? For his father and his mother. Okay, so that's wealthy. Other people who came into the world, they weren't wealthy, weren't successful. All of a sudden, you see the guy became a multi-millionaire. What happened? All of a sudden, boom, one day, became wealthy. He goes, look, I'll tell you the story. Happened to be, I went here, I met this guy, I met one guy, he told me, let's open our business together. Everything went. What's the chances, what's the odds that you went here, met this guy? One guy told me I met an old Russian guy, 65 years old. This guy's 23 years old. He's like, I don't know, something about each other. He liked me, I liked him. We went into business, opened up something, look, millionaires. Another guy told me, he lived over here. He was doing whatever he was doing over here, making a little bit of money. He ended up going to Florida, because everybody in the world, what do they want to do when they live in New York in the winter time? They want to go to Florida, no? Everybody's thinking about it now. The winter's coming, Florida, yeah, the beach, the sun. So what did he do? He went to Florida. When he went to Florida, happened to be, he met somebody over there. Randomly met somebody over there. That person convinced him to go to California. Look at where all this trip is going. He went from New York to Florida, all the way to California. While he was hanging out with this person, hanging out with another person, met a guy. Guy tells him, hey, by the way, let's open up a marijuana farm. You have a few dollars, you give me the money, I'll open up the marijuana farm. Yeah? Great. Well, like in California, it's legal. Yeah? Guy says, no problem, I have the dollars. Brings him the money. The guy today is a multi-millionaire. What's the odds that from New York to Florida to California to meet this guy and this guy's cousin, 7 kids? What are the odds? And if Hashem wants you to become rich in 1 second, He can make you rich. If Hashem wants you to become extremely wealthy in 1 minute, He can make it to you. And the Yeshuat Hashem ke'eref ayin, the redemption of Hashem, the good bounty of Hashem, the good things of Hashem is like eref ayin, like the blink of an eye. In 2 seconds it can come. Hashem can bring you whatever He wants, whenever He wants. There's no limits to Hashem. Hashem wants to bring you today, you got it. No problem. In 2 minutes, you're going to get a phone call. Yo, what's up, going on? I have an idea for you, let's go. And then you become a millionaire. Makara. At the end of the day, when a person truly understands, this is what the Or Chaim says. Why did this come down? To show you, don't think, now that you got over here, you made it, the business is going well, you have the produce, you have everything, go and give for the first of the crop. You know why? To remind you where everything came from. To remind you who's the one who really brought you this blessing to your life. Who's the one who brought you this blessing to your life? This is what the Mefarshim explained. The Mefarshim explained. The Kliyakar also brings it down. He says like this. He says the whole inyan, the whole reason behind the mitzvah of the bikurim, of giving from the first of the crop, is confirming our belief the land and the produce belongs to Hashem. That everything we have in our life belongs to Hashem. When a person truly understands everything I have, everything I was given, Hashem gave me, when he understands everything that you have, Hashem gave you, then it's a different life, it's different appreciation, it's different outlook. Then you can truly appreciate everything. Then you can start looking at things in a different way. Then you have a different outlook. And guess what? The more you understand that everything comes from Hashem, the more Hashem wants to give you. The more you say, oh no, Magiani, you know those kids? The kids already, they grow up, they're 13, 15, the parents are giving them allowance. Already by Friday, Abba, where's my $100? Where's my $100? What is this? This is how you come to me? Come on, I'm going to give it with the hand out like I want. Abba, what do you mean? You have to give it to me. I'm your son, you have to give it to me. I have to give it to you? No problem. We'll see who's going to have to give it to you. You're not getting no money this week. No, Abba, please, what happened? You're not getting no money this week. I have to. And as opposed to the kids, says, Abba, please, thank you so much. This, that, Abba wants to give. It's a different outlook, it's different istaklut. It's a different outlook in the way you see life. You understand where everything comes from. And from doing that, when you have the emunah, when you have the bitachon, when you start implementing it into your life, Hashem says, now I want to give you more. Now I want to give you more. And listen to this. Unfortunately, many people in the world, the Yetzer Hara plays a trick on them. It tells them to focus on one of two things. The first thing it tells them to focus on is like this. Always focus on what you don't have, as opposed to focusing on what you do have. Everyone in life is so busy looking outside. Oh, look at him, look at this, look at that. They don't realize how much blessing they have in their life. And sometimes a person has to lose what he has in order to appreciate what he has. The story of the husband and the wife. Husband and the wife, they get married, everything is going well, first year, things are beautiful, friends, out, dates, lovey-dovey, koto. Then they have their first kid. And then they rent an apartment, and there's the mortgage, and then the second kid, and the third kid, and yeshiva tuition, and bills, and bills, and bills, and stress, and stress, and stress, and responsibilities. And what ends up happening? Slowly but surely, the marriage starts to deteriorate, and goes down, 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 and no matter how much they try, each one is trying, things are not working out. Now what's the worst thing? They start calling their friends. Who's the first person you call when you get into a fight with your wife, with your friend, with your mother? Your best friend. Now, is your best friend going to tell you to your face? If they're a real friend, yeah. But most of the time, your best friend going to tell you to the face, no, you're wrong, no. What do the friends do? They hype him up. No, what do you mean? You're an amazing husband. No, she has to appreciate you. And she calls her friends. One of her friends saying, he's lucky to have a wife like you. You think he's going to get someone better than you? He's lucky. Now, they're just adding gasoline to the fire. Now, the woman comes home. You're lucky to have a wife like me. And he comes home. You know who I am. You know what kind of husband I am. Anyone in the world would be happy. And when what happens? Something even worse. Then they start comparing to other people. It's the worst thing in the world. His wife has a hot-cooked meal every day when he comes home from work. I'm only 3 times a week. Excuse me. This, that. Oh, her husband built a shed in 2 days. It took you 3 weeks. I read something else, yeah? How come you're not handy like him? How come you're not... All of a sudden, start comparing to people outside. And the worst when it's on social media, yeah? Then the other one, yeah, my husband is the best in the world, yeah, the best in the world, yeah, right. Turn the camera on, one minute. Yeah, right. Move away from me. Huh? And I start comparing, look how nice they are, it's the best, it's so nice. And I start saying, how come they're so happy? How come they go on dates? How come they're traveling the world and we're stuck over here? We can't go anywhere, 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids. And what ends up happening? They get divorced. That's how I know. They separate. The next day, what ends up happening? The husband wakes up in the morning, and only then does he realize what it is to have the void of not having his wife there. His best friend, 20 years, 12 years, someone he could talk to, he wakes up in the house empty. No one to help him, no one to do the laundry, no one to cook. I'm not saying the woman, that's her job, I'm just saying. You guys sitting over there, he's alone, figure it out now. The woman wakes up in the morning, has to get the kids ready, get them in the thing, drive them to school. Wait a minute, who used to drive them to the school? The husband. Who used to pick them up? The husband. Who used to shower them at night? Now everything falls on her. Now they start feeling the void of each other. Wait a minute, Now only do I understand how much this person did for me. Now that it's not here anymore, now I understand how much he did for me. And in life, unfortunately, there's two things we don't realize. One, we don't realize what we have until, unfortunately, sometimes it's gone. Sometimes a person doesn't appreciate what he has in his hands. Until God forbid, it's already too late. A person needs to know how to appreciate what they have. I said this story one time before. It's a good story. It's one of the saddest stories. I hate saying sometimes I get emotional, but I'm gonna keep it together. You're strong. Yalla, let's do this. Yeah, it's a very emotional story. Story of a father with his daughter. Like any other father in the world, you work, you days, you have a long day, you go to work, you come home, and the kids, what the first thing they do? They run to the door. Daddy, let's do homework. They throw the pencil at you and they give you 5 pages of Hebrew homework and English homework. You're sitting over there, draw everything green, everything yellow. You're like, I just got home already. Now it's taking forever. Can I just scribble? And she's like, no, Daddy, I'm gonna draw the whole thing. And you're sitting over there and you're doing, already. Khalas, no, already. And he said, okay, whatever. A few days pass. One day on the father's birthday, his daughter comes to him and she hands him a box. Present. The father opens the box and what does he see inside? Empty. Just what is this, a joke? You give me my birthday an empty box? He starts screaming at her, what kind of joke is this? What kind of daughter are you? This is a birthday gift. Better not give me anything to give me this. She looks at her 5-year-old, 6-year-old girl. She looks at her father and says, Daddy, I filled it with kisses and I put it in the box and I gave it to you. She went to her room crying. A few weeks later, the daughter was a freak accident. She passed away. You know that box sat by the father's nightstand every single night. He'd open up and take a kiss from his daughter. Sometimes in life we have to lose something to appreciate what we truly have in our hands. If you're a smart person, you realize appreciate it today. Why wait? Start looking at the beautiful blessings Hashem gave in your life. And start realizing the sacrifices people make to make you who you are. We said the husband and wife. Sometimes the husband doesn't understand the sacrifices a woman has to make. He comes home, there's a meal on the table. He doesn't understand that there's 3 kids in the house running around, a baby crying. How much sacrifice she had to do to make that meal. He comes home, he says a meal, doesn't think about it. And the other way around. The husband, he tries and he does everything he can. She doesn't understand the sacrifice that he makes. And in life, that's a mistake that we make. We think, Magia Ali, I deserve it. And we forget to feel and understand the sacrifices people make to enable us to do what we do. A wife who lets her husband go to work. Who's with the kids at home, huh? You know what it's like to come home at 5 o'clock with 3 kids running around, with the baby crying, and you're sitting over there and you're trying to rock this baby because she's crying, this one is screaming, I want juice, I want milk. And you're at work, sitting 2 hands in a thing, looking at your friend, you come home at 8 o'clock, the food is ready. You don't realize how much sacrifice the woman did to get the stuff on the table. You don't think about it. And where is it the worst? Abba and Ima, your mother and your father. The people who do the most for you in the whole entire world, and nobody even realizes how much they sacrifice for you. Nobody even realizes. People realize how much their mother sacrificed to make them who they were today. People realize how much their father had to sacrifice. They're scraping the last dollars to put you through yeshiva. Using the last dollars they had to buy you pizza so you wouldn't feel like nothing was missing. The famous story of a guy, young man, young professional, very prestigious guy. And he went to apply for a job as a manager in a big corporate company. He comes in and his resume, decked out. Excelled academically. Everything, box by box by box, everything's beautiful. And he goes through the first set of interviews, and one by one, everything's going well. Everything's going good. Until eventually he makes it to the final interview, which was the director of the company. The director of the company sees his resume and says, wow, I'm very impressed. This guy's very studious. Like good grades, good schools, everything's amazing. Brings the guy in, he says to him, look, I'm very impressed by your resume. I have to know, with all these big names over here, did you have any scholarships, any awards, anything? The guy tells him, no, unfortunately I didn't have any scholarships, I didn't have any awards, I had to pay to get through college. He tells him, you took out a loan, who paid for your father? Well, he goes to him, no, unfortunately my father passed away when I was still a baby. So he goes to him, so what, you had a loan? He says, no. So how'd you pay for it? He goes, my mother paid for it. The director is like puzzled now, imagine how could it be she paid for such a thing? He goes to him, what did your mother do? He goes, my mother's a laundry woman. What do you mean laundry woman? She washes laundry by hand. That's how she makes her money. The director tells him, let me see your hands. The guy gives him his hands, smooth like butter. Soft, smooth. Let me ask you a question. You ever helped your mother one time at work? He goes, no, every time I asked her, she tells me, no, focus on your studies, go read another book, go learn more, until you grow, get better, better, better. He tells him, okay, I'm very much considering you for the job, but I have one task for you. I want you to go home tonight, don't ask me any questions. I want you to go home tonight, and I want you to go wash your mother's hands. Wash my mother's hands, let's do the job. Go wash your mother's hands. Okay, what can I do? He leaves, he says, look, I'm a shoo-in for the job. The guy tells me all I have to do is wash my mother's hands. He goes home, tells her, Mom, that's a little bit of a weird request. Do you mind if I wash your hands? She's a little bit puzzled. Okay. She goes to the thing, starts washing her hands. And only then, for the first time in his life, does he realize how bruised and wrinkled his mother's hands were from all the washing of the laundry. At that moment, he realized, it set in on him, it dawned in on him, that these two hands are the hands that put him through college. These two hands are the hands that made him who he is today. That these two hands sacrificed for him everything so that he could be the person he is today. He started to cry. The whole night he cried. And cried and cried and cried. Once he realized how much his mother sacrificed for him to be who he is. The next morning he goes back to the interview. He goes to sit down in the room with the director. The director already sees the residue of tears on the man's eyes. He tells him, what did you learn yesterday? The guy already just breaks out, starts crying. Because I learned how much my mother sacrificed to make me who I am today. I learned how much you had to give up to make me who I am today. So what else did you learn? He goes, I learned to appreciate everything that I have in life. Not take anything for granted. And to understand the hard work that other people do to enable me to be who I am today. To make me who I am today. It's just good. Now I can hire you to be a manager. Now you can be a manager. You know why? Because a person who doesn't understand how much other people sacrifice to make him who he is, to give him who he is, to do the paperwork, to do everything, all the hard work behind the scenes, they'll never appreciate other people. He won't be a valuable asset to the company. But once you understand how much other people sacrifice, you should appreciate it. You give them things. You tell them how much. You don't take anything for granted. You don't take anything for granted. Guess what? Now you build a healthy work environment. Now you build a healthy marriage. Husband who comes home and tells his wife, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippurim, right around the corner, right? Everyone and the mother is accustomed to do what? Yom Kippurim, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippurim. They send out what we call the text. I'm sorry if I did anything to hurt you this year, intentionally, unintentionally. This unintentionally, intentionally business, or they make a post. What's unintentionally, intentionally? Did you do something or no? What is it? Unintentionally, not intentionally. I am intentionally, not intentionally. And the guy, he's embarrassed to say, yes, he did something to hurt you. He spoke behind your back. If you wouldn't know what he talked about you behind your back. This guy is like this, like that. He texts you, I'm sorry if I did anything in this year, intentionally or unintentionally. It's unintentionally. Habibi, you spoke behind my back. It's intentional as it is. Tell me straight up. Chama says, don't tell them. You don't want to offend them. It's not worth it. It's the truth. It's machlokit. But I'm saying in general, if you send me to that person, tell them straight up, unintentionally, intentionally. Good. So fuck if you would say Bekla. Okay? Not the topic. And the close people, if they're lucky, they get a phone call. Hey, how you doing? Just wanted to apologize if I did anything this year. Hope you can forgive me. I wanted to wish you to be a beautiful year, to be stamped, to be written. Wonderful year. That's what they call. And who is among this close relative list? Your mother and your father. Abba, Ima, I want you to forgive me if I did anything. You know what would be a much more impactful call? If you called your mother and you called your father and told them, Mom, I just wanted to thank you. I sat down, I thought to myself, I only realized how much you sacrificed to make me who I am today. How much you gave up to make me the person I am today. The days when you didn't have money to eat, you only had dollars for a slice of pizza. And you put that money to buy me a slice of pizza so I wouldn't feel like I was missing. And me, like the kfui tova kid, like a lack of appreciation kid, when you asked me for a bite, I would have complained and scream at you, why you want to buy for my own pizza? Because you didn't have what to eat. Or the money you had to glue together to put us through yeshiva. Or every sacrifice you had to make in your life to make us who we are. I am who I am today because of you. If it wasn't for you, I'd never be who I am today. You know how much more impactful that phone call would be than the, I'm sorry if I didn't. Your father, if you tell him that, he'll sit over there and hold it back the tears, but he'll go to the room. It's okay, I'm alright. It's okay, I'm not gonna cry. Yeah? And the mother, before you even started, she's already crying. She was heard the words thank you, she's ready, but tears. It's the most impactful call you can ever make this year, is to call your mother and say thank you for everything you did for me. Call your friend, call your wife, call your husband. Tell him thank you for everything you did for me this year. I implore everybody over here, and anyone who's watching on YouTube, the same thing. When you leave over here, when you finish the shiur, when you leave, first thing you do if your mother or your father are awake is to call them and tell them thank you. Thank you for everything you do. And acknowledge and appreciate how much they sacrificed. You wouldn't be who you are today without them. That's everyone in the world did anything good for you. Don't take anything for granted. No one owes you anything. No one owes you anything. And kol sheken ben kol sheken. And how much more so, Hashem Yitbarach. Hashem gives you everything you have in your life. Everything you woke up this morning, Hashem gave you your eyes and you can see, your hands, everything you have in your life. I can't stress it enough. Everything you have in your life. When's the last time you looked up to Hashem and said thank you? Everybody comes to Yom Kippurim, Rosh Hashanah. Hashem, I need this next year. Make me a millionaire next year. Hashem, give me zivug next year. Hashem, this, that. Only request, like it's an Amazon shopping list. Yeah, I want this expedited shipping. I want this expedited shipping. I want this, okay, regular shipping. Like my master, come on Amazon list. Hashem says, wait a minute, where's the thank you? Where's the thank you? Rashi says this week's Parashat, Tavo, it was thrown in the mix. It shouldn't have been here. He says, why is that over here? To show you not to be a person who's kfui tova. So you shouldn't be a person who doesn't appreciate what Hashem gave you. Learn how to appreciate what Hashem gave you. Hashem gave you so many beautiful things in your life. Now it's your job to go and see them. Oh, look at the blessings, look at the good things. And that's why the parasha continues. And what does it say? Listen to this. It says, after you get the bikurim, you collect it in a basket, you go to the Kohen. You give him the basket, he puts it on the altar, and then you have to go and recite this whole long Megillah, this whole long paragraph, Arabi, Oved Avi, all this long stuff. The Pesach Haggadah. You come to give a bikurim, all of a sudden, okay, to give out a Haggadah. Haggadah. What's the connection? Pesach Haggadah right now, I'm giving fruits to the altar. And you start, my father, Lavan, Rashi brings down, what does it mean? An Aramite tried to destroy my father, talking about Lavan, we tried to destroy Yaakov, and we went down to Egypt, and we came out of Egypt, and God saved us in a mighty hand, and He brought us to this land of flowing with milk and honey, and this is all the blessing. Rashi says, what's going on over here? Why do you need to state all of this? Listen to this beautiful Rashi. Rashi says like this. He says, you know why I want you to state all of this? Because in order for you to truly appreciate everything you have to know where you came from. You have to know how far you came. Who's a rich person? A person who's happy with what he has. What does it mean? This is the Mishnah B'Kei. What does it mean to be samech b'chilko? To be happy with what you have, to be happy with your lot. It's not only with parnasah. It's also with spirituality, with everything in your life. You have to be happy with the person you are because you realize how far you came. We're so busy looking, what's the next step? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to grow? Where am I going to this? Where am I going to get that? We forget to look back and say, wow, look how far I came. Look how far I came. Just today I was talking to somebody. And Baruch Hashem, we started the shiur, I was talking about Elul, it can be difficult. And after I gave a shiur on Bidachon, Hashem tested me. Baruch Hashem, He brought me the test. And Baruch Hashem, I'm standing with them, we're good, everything's good, Baruch Hashem, everything Hashem does it for the best. Mamash. Easy? No. But everything Hashem does for the best. And today, I was talking, like I said, with one of the Rabbanim. And we're sitting down, we're talking. And I told him, you know why I'm thankful for these problems? This is why. Because the problems I have today are problems I have only because I am the person who I am today. If I was never here, I would never have these problems. If I never made it here today, I would never have these problems. These are things, Baruch Hashem, small problems. What are the problems? That even the options to my problem are only because I am the person I am today. And Memela, Hashem is giving me an opportunity right now to grow. And hardship comes your way, remember, wait a minute. Where did I come from? How far did I come? How far did I grow? Where did I come from? How far did I come in my life? Look what Hashem brought me. I went from nothing to something. And I have the audacity to say, Hashem, what's all this complaining about? You forgot who gave you everything you had up until this moment. You forgot who made you who you are today. You know, a mother, why does a mother love her child so much? It's an innate thing in a mother that she loves her child very much. But I'm here to tell you a little secret. Take two sons. One, Chas v'Shalom, she'll never know, was abducted at birth. Another one, next year was born. 30 years later, the one that was abducted comes home, 30 years old now. The mother will love him? For sure the mother's going to love him. My son. She's going to love him as much as the one she raised for 29 years? Impossible. Impossible. I raised him. I watched him grow. I watched his first words. I watched everything about him. The grandparents. when they have a kid who moves away and he has the grandkids in Israel and one who has the grandkids right next door, who's she going to be more attached to? The ones that live next door, the ones that I'm here, I'm taking care of, the ones who drive me crazy, drive me up the wall, those are the ones I'm going to be more attached to. Why? Because the more you care for something, the more you take care of something, the more you're going to love that thing, the more you're going to be involved with that thing. You know, the love a mother has for you, multiply that by 1,000,000, Hashem has that same love. Has 1,000,000 times 1,000,000 times 1,000,000 that love for you. You know why? Because imagine how much your mother watched you grow and your father watched you grow. Hashem wants you to grow that times more. He watched every step of your life from the minute you were created until the minute you are today. Hashem was there for every step along the way, every step, every fall, every up, every down, every step. He sat there, he watched you, he was with you. Our kids come home from school and they sing a song. What's the song? Hashem is here, Hashem is there. What is it? Hashem Mamash is truly, truly everywhere. And that's the truth. Hashem is everywhere in your life. Everywhere in your life, in your ups and in your downs. He watched you, he raised you, he was with you. You can never imagine the amount of love Hashem has for you. And the Midrash brings down, En devara yored milemala. Our sages teach us that nothing bad can come from upstairs. Hashem can never bring anything bad. You know why you see it as bad today? Because you don't know what's waiting for you at the end of the tunnel. You don't know what's waiting for you when you get to the other side. You don't know what Hashem has waiting for you. So right now, why am I going through this hardship? Because you're going to grow and you're going to grow and you're going to grow until eventually Hashem is going to give you the Yeshua. The Jews could have said to themselves, why did God have to put us in Egypt to give us the Torah? Why do we have to go through Egypt? Sometimes in life we have to use it down as a momentum to come up and get to the greatest thing in the world, the Torah. What do you think in your life, Hashem? Sometimes He puts you down, but then He's going to give you the most beautiful thing. A guy goes on Shidduchim. First one doesn't work, second one doesn't work, third one, fourth, fifth, sixth. What's going on over here? Hashem is preparing you for the right one. Hashem is preparing you for the right one. Every down, every one that's failed, every one that didn't work out is Hashem just getting you to the next level to bring you where He wants you to be. To bring you to be the person you need to be. To give you the Yeshua you're waiting for. To give you the light that you're waiting for. But it's coming. You have to know that. You have to believe that. You have to hold that onto your heart. You have to hold that onto your heart. And that's why it says like this. We spoke about honoring our parents. Side note, I think it's very important that we should know this. It's very important we should know this. We, as children, when our parents are in this life, we can do a lot to respect them and give for them. Everything we can do. But let me tell you the beauty of the Torah. The reality is that no matter what words you're going to tell your parents, what actions you're going to tell them, it will never be enough to pay them back for what they did for you. This is the beauty of the Torah. Torah says, two different places, Gam says Rosh Hashanah. One time Rosh Hashanah says, on Rosh Hashanah, there's 3 books that are open in front of Hashem. The books of the righteous, the Tzaddikim Gemurim, the righteous, complete righteous people, the Rashim Gemurim, the wicked, completely wicked people, and the Benonim, and the in-betweens. And Hashem judges them, and the Benonim, the people in the middle, Zachu, they merited, they were good, they went over to this side. Not so good, they went to the other side. That's how we know. The Gemara also says in Rosh Hashanah like this. It says, how come we don't say Hallel? Hallel is a song that we sing on holidays. How come we don't say Hallel on Rosh Hashanah? Why don't we say Hallel on Rosh Hashanah? Hashem says, He answers the ministering angels who answer this. He says to them, it makes sense to you that the king is sitting on the chair of judgment with the book of life and the book of death in front of him, open, and my children are going to be downstairs singing? That's how it answers. And Farshim explain, what does it mean the book of life, the book of death? You think according to simple understanding that the book of life is who's going to be living next year, and the book of death is people who's not going to be living, chas v'shalom, right? And Farshim explain the book of life is everybody who's in this world. The book of the other side is everybody's in the next world. Every year they open up the book for him. What kind of children do you leave in the world? Oh, listen to Shiur Torah right now? Or they're getting involved in doing a mitzvah? Oh, guess what? You go up, you go up, you go up, you go up, you go up. You gave money in this world to a good deed, you went to a shul, you gave a bet midrash, you go up, up. Every single year they open up the book and they look and they say, oh, look at his son, look what he's doing. You have an ability to pay back your parents, not just when you're here, when you get involved. When you do mitzvah right now, you're also growing your parents. And chas v'shalom, we should never know, but after 120, even these things that we're doing right now also grow our parents. It never stops. You can pay them back for the rest of your life by being a good person. Look at the beauty of Hashem says, what do you have to do to pay back your parents? Be a good Jew. Do the right things. And I will pay them back. And man, it's a pele. It's a beautiful. And listen to this. And with this we'll finish. Torah continues. And mamash, we see in every case that's talking about the same noseh, same topic. It says like this. After it goes over and recounts this week's parasha, it says that when they go into Israel, they're going to go on one mountain for the blessings, one mountain for the curses. In the middle of blessing the curses, it says the reason why you're bringing upon yourself these curses. It says the pasuk in the Torah, "Tachat asher lo avadata et Hashem Elokecha b'simcha ubetuv levav berov kol." Because you didn't work God with full happiness and joyness in heart, in the abundance of everything. It says Rashi, what is the abundance of everything? What are these words, abundance of everything? Rashi says, when you had everything. When you had everything, you didn't appreciate it. When I gave you everything, you didn't appreciate it. When you had everything, you didn't appreciate it. And that's why you brought upon yourself this curse, because you didn't appreciate it. It doesn't mean Hashem is not going to give it back to me, you never enjoy it because you never appreciate it. Who's a rich person? I always say this to people. You can have a person who has $100 million in the account, you can have a person who has $1 million in the account. One could be richer than the other. I one time gave a shiur in Gill, New Jersey. The guy who invited me over says that one time he went to shiur, one of the rabbis over there, I don't know the name, he says about another guy, he says he's so poor, all he has is money. You heard this concept? The concept of being poor? Mentally poor. A person can have $100 million in the bank and he's goes like a narcoman, like a drug addict, waiting for more. He's mentally poor. He doesn't feel like he has enough. Another person can have 100, 200, 1 million, and he feels, tzaddik ochel lesov nafsho. A righteous person eats to the satiation of his heart. He feels it's good. This person richer than the other guy. I don't care. It's not quantity based. For you to enjoy things you have enough, you have to appreciate them. You know why you didn't enjoy? You brought this curse upon yourself. Or you didn't have a happy life because you didn't appreciate when you had it. You didn't appreciate everything when you had it. When you had everything in your hand, you didn't appreciate it. And this is what I find the funniest thing. The funniest thing I find is that sometimes there's two types of people in the world. When things are difficult, they forget everything Hashem did for them and they just, man, right away, just go to that. Other people in the world, when things are difficult, that's when they turn to Hashem. Huh? Rabbi, you don't know, right now I'm going through a hard time. What should I do? This, that. I'll tell you guys a funny story and when this will end. Just will end. Guy calls me a year and a half ago, whatever it was. He tells me, Rabbi, I'm going through a very difficult time. My parents kicked me out. I'm sleeping from friend's house to friend's house to friend's house to friend's house. I got to the point now that I'm sleeping on a park bench. I have no job. I have nowhere to go. Can you please help me? I told him, come to the shiur this Thursday. Start praying. Come to the shiur this Thursday. There'll be a Yeshua. Hashem will give you something. Don't worry. Come. I'll see you. We'll talk on Thursday. Come. But in the meantime, pray. Guy comes Thursday night. Bear in mind, I'm already chasing this guy for a year and a half. He never answered the phone. Right away, ignore. All of a sudden, now he answers. Yeah? Comes to the shiur. At the end of the shiur, guy walks up to me. Promise he's a real story. Walks up to me at the end of the shiur. Tells me, I'm actually looking for somebody. I have a job that I need to... I need someone. Let me know if any of the boys from the shiur need a job. Somebody said, what? This guy. Set him up. He started working for him. That next day, he already started working for him. By show of hands, who thinks the next week he was in the shiur? What about the week after? What about now, a year and a half later? He's in this room. When you're down, Hashem, I'm coming. Hashem gives it back to you. What do you do? Okay, peace out. Do this. Makara. The guy didn't come back. No, he didn't come back. I think my blocked my calls. Until something bad is going to happen again. Rabbi, what rabbi now? Don't call me with rabbi now. Come back to the shiur. And then you're going to get again, you're going to leave again? You have to learn how to appreciate what you have. And when you come to Hashem and He gives you and He says, okay, I'll give it to you. Now you're like, okay, Magieli, I deserve it. That's it. I did my part. Hashem says, oh yeah, no problem. Okay, we'll see. What happens? We say in Selichot, the Sfaradim have a minhag, they say Selichot, 40 days. We say to Selichot, Hashem, look at us like we're sheep and you're the herder. Why? What's the significance of sheep and herder? Sometimes the sheep, they veer off the path. Right? So what does the herder do? Puts them back into the flock. Moves them over. Gives them a little mat. Moves them over. What happens now if you have a sheep who keeps on going the same way? Every time you keep on moving him until one time it doesn't have a point, you hit him at the head and the sheep will understand, okay, I'm not going there anymore. Now what does the sheep think? Look what a mean person hit me in the head. What he doesn't realize is that there's a wolf, 3 wolves waiting for him over there in the corner, just waiting for him to get out of the flock so they can eat him. Sometimes Hashem gives you a little slap. Why? Because He's trying to save you for the bigger trouble that you're going to have down the road. I'll save you now so that way you don't have to get over there. Okay, I'm actually finished with this, I promise. This is the last story. The story, famous story of a guy, multi-millionaire. Just so you know I'm finished, I'll close the sefer. I'll close it. Even though I don't need it. A famous guy, millionaire. Some of you heard this story before, but it's a powerful story. He says, you know what? Ambitious guy, very into himself, likes the fitness. He says, you know what? I want to challenge myself. Tomorrow, I'm going to go and I'm going to climb up the stairs to the tallest building in Manhattan. Starts Googling which was the tallest building in Manhattan. He finds it. This is the one. He goes the next day, pulls the car over, gets over there, walks into the lobby, starts stretching. He's already wearing his pants, his running shoes. He starts doing stretching in the back. The guy in the lobby is like, sir, can I help you? Sir, can I help you? What's going on? You guys are already stretching. He's doing stretches. Yeah? He says, no. I'm going up to the top. Going the elevator? No. The stairs. The stairs. There's 100 floors over here. Where are you going on the stairs? You know how many stairs you're talking about over here? No, I'm going on the stairs. Okay. Sheifa Brucha Vatzlucha. Okay, go, have a good time. Figure it out. Guy goes, starts running. He gets in there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. 5. But he's an ambitious guy. He doesn't want to give up. So he goes. And maybe 5 hours later, he finally makes it to the top. Runs out to the top, runs out to the thing, collapses, gets about half an hour later. He's on the roof. He's like, the best thing in the world, I made it. He's celebrating. Okay, he enjoys the view. Turns around, he wants to go. He realizes that the door in is a one-way in and no way out. Starts banging on the door. Who's going to hear him? 100 floor on the roof, ain't nobody going to hear me. He looks over the ledge, he sees little ants, little people, tiny, like very tiny. He starts screaming, help! Help! Nobody hears him. Help! Nobody hears him. He's okay, what am I going to do? Takes it in his pocket, takes it in his phone, no service. Okay, feels other pocket, has a wallet. It's okay, what can I do? I'm going to throw it down, people are going to start paying attention. Takes out the dollars, takes out the money. He's a cheap guy, so he didn't throw the hundreds first, he threw the dollars. Starts throwing the dollars. So what happens, you see a person walk by, you pick up the dollar, keep on walking. Until he runs out of dollars, where does he go? 5s, 10s, 20, 50, 100. Till he ran out, leave the 100, guy steps on the floor, starts walking like this. But not one person looked up. The guy gets frustrated, turns around, he goes, boom, kicks the wall. He chips off a tiny piece of the cement from the wall, throws it down. It goes, hits the guy in the head. Ow, what is that? The guy looks up, help, and he saved him. What's the mashal? What's the moral of the story? Hashem sometimes throws you dollar bills, 50s, 100s, and says, look up. And we're like, I'm going to put it in my pocket and run away. Whoa, you don't look up. You don't know what to see you. Trying to sneak away with the $100 with the foot. Hashem says, until when? I give you, look up. Until one time he hits you in the head with a rock. Ow! Oh, okay, sorry. That's what it is. Comes Elul, Hashem says, now's the time to wake up. Now's the time to put the emunah and the bitachon, to understand where everything comes from. To realize all the sacrifices that people make for you in your life. Call them, thank them, build inside of you the appreciation. I have an answer for you. Hashem doesn't need your crops, doesn't need your produce. So why is he telling us to do this? Why is it the first thing you have to do when you get to Israel is bring this? Hashem does not eat food. What is he going to do with your olives? Memela, Hashem wants one thing from you. He wants you to appreciate. He wants you to appreciate everything you have. Not take anything for granted. Come into Rosh Hashanah this year, not with the Amazon shopping list. Come into Rosh Hashanah this year and say, Hashem, thank you so much. Thank you. Now after I say thank you, now I'll bring a few extra jubal. Bring a few, okay. After I say thank you, everyone can ask. But first things first is to thank you. We always okay to come into the sea with appreciation, true appreciation, to realize how much people sacrifice to make us who we are today, especially Kosher Ken Hashem. Appreciate it, and that merit will be written and stamped in a beautiful, healthy, happy New Year. Oh, by the way, sorry, it's a little bit loud. It used to be